for joining us on Fox Sports right around Australia and on what is a particularly wet and miserable day on Sydney's northern beaches. We welcome you to Brookvale Oval for this round 2 New South Wales Cup clash. Today it's the Sea Eagles back in the New South Wales Cup in 2011 facing the visiting Auckland Vulcans. Last weekend in the opening round of the Premiership, Manly going down whilst Auckland had a particularly good win. It'll be played tight in the fours today. There's been a lot of rain in Sydney overnight, so understandably the surface will be greasy. Let's now have a look at the two teams running around this afternoon. And the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles firstly, the side is Blanche, Shorter, Davies, Oldfield, Chapman, Foran, Riccardi, Cross, Higgins, Palau, Majali, the former Newtown Jet, Soward, Hawkins, and the bench Cunningham, Tafau, Bovis and Jones-Weigold. And now the Auckland Vulcans, Aranga at fullback, Taka, Metcalf, Jelling, Peace, Heta, Godinet the skipper, Caird, Kingi, Gavette, Teai, Robinson, Taylor, the bench Mara, Matora, Poaching, Huma and Piscini. Looking forward to this match today at Brookvale Oval. The Auckland Vulcans certainly approaching this match in very good form. My special guest in commentary today, the legendary Steve Mortimer, who's sitting in for Peter Mulholland, who's unavailable, and we'll hear from Turvey shortly. Right now, though, it's a very good afternoon to Drury Forbes.
Yes, good afternoon to you too, Tappy, and it's a wet one at Brookie today. A big day for the Eagles, back at Brookvale Oval, back in the New South Wales Cup. We're joined with skipper Gary Riccardi, and Gary, it must be nice to be back at Brookie in the New South Wales Cup.
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, we got quite a young side, and you know, we're all new, but we're looking forward to the challenge, definitely.
Now, yourself personally, you're actually a member of the Toyota Cup Manly side last year. How are you finding the step up to the New South Wales Cup? I know it's only been 1 week.
Yeah, it's a bit different to the Toyota Cup. It's a lot more physical. We got quite a few boys who played in the Toyota Cup last year. So, but yeah, you know, we're all enjoying it.
There's a number of changes to the Eagles going into today's matchup. Kyle Lodge is out. Daniel Harrison as well, another omission.
Yeah, Daniel Harrison's making his debut for first grade tomorrow, and Kyle Lodge is still injured. But we got a couple young boys coming in that we know will do the job.
Lost first up last week. Different mentality this week?
Not really. You know, it was a game we probably should have won. We didn't play our best football, but yeah, you know, we made a few crucial errors at crucial times in our own end, and you know, it really cost us the game at the end.
Best of luck today back at Brookie, Gary. Well done.
Cheers, thank you.
We're here with Auckland Vulcans skipper Peter Godinay. And Peter, a great start for the Vulcans last week with a first up win 2011.
No, yeah, it was a good way to start off the season last week, especially away from home. It's always tough to get a win away from home, but yeah, it was good.
Now, Manly will be hungry to bounce back this week. What have you spoken about during the week in your preparation for today's game?
Just mainly on their physicality. They're a big side, especially us seeing them last week. They were after our game last week, trying to find some little tips, but they're just big across the park, so we just got to try to control the defence, and sweet.
Going for your second away win in a row. Probably didn't win as many away games last year as you could have. Is that something that's been focused on at training?
Yeah, winning actually was the main focus as well, because it's been a bit poor the last couple of years, but hopefully this year we could get away for another win on the trot, but if not, then we just got to get back to the drawing boards.
Best of luck today, Peter.
Mate, thanks.
There we have the two skippers. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Drury, and appreciate the time afforded to us by the respective captains this afternoon. Well, there is no other way of saying it. Conditions here at Brookvale Oval are dreadful. There's been loads of rain today during the lead up to kick-off. It's drizzling as I speak, and obviously the rain expected to continue. Here's the Manly Sea Eagles on the pitch, and I'm joined in commentary today, sitting in for Peter Mulholland. It is Steve Mortimer. Good to see you, Turvey.
Thanks very much, David. It's great to be on the interchange bench with Peter Mulholland, the main man.
Matt Nguyen is our referee this afternoon for this round 2 clash. Sea Eagles will run left to right on your screen in this first half, and we're underway. A fair bit of hang time on that kick. And returning the football for the Vulcans, Tolson Caird in jumper 17. He's stopped in his tracks now from Kingi away. And Auckland, there is no doubt they have a massive pack of forwards. Getting up to play the board now, Akuma Teai. And now they come wide. 2 passes off the ruck is the man wearing jumper number 15, James Gavette. Got a fair afro on him as well. He plays the ball, so the Vulcans doing a pretty good job here in their first set, hitting it up from their own end of the field. And conditions obviously tricky today, Steve, as we see them go to the open side.
Oh, Dave, just quickly, on the Brookvale Oval, it's always been, there's sand underneath that oval there, and there's always been good drainage, so it's holding up pretty well after all this rain.
Okay, so the Vulcans go through their paces and approach the end of their first set. Godinay, the skipper, a good kick down towards the northeastern touchline. Coming back is Scott Blance. He's dropped the ball there. There were 3 Vulcans converged in defence and they forced the error, and that is an ideal start for them. Here's the replay, Steve.
Yeah, look, under these conditions, you really have got to focus on that ball. So this has given the Auckland team a great opportunity to see if they could score first. But again, you just cannot make too many mistakes in these sort of conditions.
Great kick chase by the Vulcans. There's no doubt they come into this game buoyed by their form. And now this is Tarka, hard and straight. One of the biggest wingers in the New South Wales Cup competition. A real blockbusting runner of the football. Now across again to, that's easy for me to say, James Gavett, 5 metres out. And again he offloads. He's a prolific offloader of the football. This is Tolson Caird. And Caird is stopped in his tracks a metre out. That time the tackler was Matt Cross. Now this is Darren Kingy. He's spinning. And if anything may have gone back a little in that movement, and he is backslammed by 2 Seagulls defenders. Cross again was across the top. A great chance for the Vulcans out of the back row at Te'ai, and the defence from Manly swarms in. Te'ai will be told to play it just a metre out. 2.5 minutes gone. No score early in this game as we come across to Godinay, and now the ball sees some air from Heta. Tried to put a grubbing kick in behind them. It came off Blake Davis. Manly falling on it, and they'll play the ball now centre field, about 15 out from their own line. And for the first time today, let's go downstairs to Drury Forbes. It's inevitable, Drury, you're going to be wet today.
Yeah, certainly a few raindrops coming down here on the sideline. Good afternoon to you too, Turvey. Challenging afternoon for Manly. First afternoon back at Brookvale Oval, the New South Wales Cup. Couple of late omissions. Daniel Harrison got called up into the first grade side, as did Tim Robinson, and Cole Lodge still not recovered from that car accident. Vulcans in very good form from last week, so it should be a good battle.
Yeah, they're playing like they've got a real spring in their step. This is Junior Palau. In 17, I mentioned the fact that the Vulcans have a big forward pack. Got to say, Manly, not exactly small. Now, Liam Foran, kick downtown. It's a beautifully weighted kick. They'll want to get busy here, the Vulcans, and the chase from Manly is good. Fullback Aranga got it, but he was then taken by the Manly defence. Michael Chapman it was on the charge, Steve. That was good enthusiasm.
Yeah, Dave, a kick is as good as it's chased, and well done to Michael Chapman too, locking the Auckland Warriors' Tarka back into the field. So a great kick and chase there, and it certainly is going to put the pressure on the Auckland Vulcans.
It was certainly an unorthodox tackle, but got the job done. Now the line drop out from Willie Heta. Not a bad one, 45 on the fly. Here's big Matt Cross winding them up, and he charges back into the Vulcans' defence. They had sufficient respect for him. 4 tacklers involved in that as the rain again starts to fall here at Brookie. Junior Palau now. He's a big unit and takes the football a further 10 metres forward. He'll play it back to Liam Higgins. Down the short side through Riccardi. An inside ball to Oldfield. Good defence. It was well read by the Vulcans and Matt Robinson particularly. And here's more pressure. Ray Majali, arguably Newtown's best player over the last 2 or 3 years, defecting to Manly. Now Blake Davies, he'll go close to scoring in the southwestern corner. Vulcans' defence equal to the task. Can Manly cross? A kick by Gary Riccardi. It's pressure time. It comes off a Seagull. Matt Cross got his hand to that. It'll come back to the 20 for the restart.
That was a nice little weighted kick there by Gary Riccardi, up high enough so the Seagulls can compete for it, but unfortunately it went forward, so they lose that opportunity.
On the tee, wait.
So both sides really making a positive start to the contest, completing their sets. Both sides have had a shot at the other's try line. You can see the rain is driving in here at Brookvale.
Move.
Yet again. Big Gavitt
Second effort to pull him back
trying to get to his feet. And the first penalty of the game, a little bit of over-exuberance in the ruck there by Manly, Steve.
Yes, certainly. Look, they are big, I've got to say, the Auckland Vulcans, and Therefore, you've got 2 or 3 men to a tackle. They were a little bit slow peeling off, as the players do these days. It's important to win that play the ball domination.
Keep coming, Gary.
Crucial. So not a bad touch finder here by the Vulcans. Western side of ground, 10 metres in. And this New Zealand team, through James Warringah, go forward, trying to set themselves for another attacking raid. Now Darren Kingi out of acting half, pass away to Tolson Caird, who's certainly willing enough. The 17. Speaking of willing, that applies to Taiai. Unfortunately, the pill comes out. So Steeden on the deck, it'll be a Manly loosen feed.
Again, another opportunity there, 10 metres out from the Sea Eagles line. They dropped the ball, and it's just it's a bad execution at the end of that 6.
Luke Williamson being given the coaching duties with this Manly New South Wales Cup team in 2011. Embarking on a career with the clipboard, we wish him well. Richie Blackmore doing the honours for the Auckland Vulcans.
Wasn't a bad player in his day too, Luke.
Yeah, he was tough. Never any shortage of effort. Michael Oldfield in possession.
11 out.
Now down the short side go the Sea Eagles through their number 5, Michael Chapman. To his feet quickly. Now from Riccardi. This is now Ray Majali.
Release!
And Drury, things are looking pretty wet here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to hit you up for an umbrella, Tappy. I'm getting quite drenched down here on the sideline, but just worth mentioning, Richie Blackmore and Jason Lowry on the sideline, part of the Vulcans coaching staff. I've never seen any coach more jovial than the two of those on the sideline. Plenty of talk.
Okay. And if you've turned up here today without an umbrella, knowing what you had to do, you've got massive problems, Drew.
Thanks, Tappy.
Well, I've got to say, Tappy, that's his problem. It's nice being up here alongside you with the roof over our heads.
Beautiful. Here's Caird again. Confronted rather by 2 Sea Eagles, Palau, and also Majali. Majali looks like he's trimmed down a bit, shed a few kilos since coming across to the Sea Eagles. Look at that rain now. It is absolutely torrential here. Now from Kingi, they go left, and this is big Gavette. He's a prolific offloader of the footy. That time didn't look to offload. Was happy to take the tackle of Mitch Sowett for Manly. Plays it back to Kingi, and now they get working beyond the halfway line, the Vulcans. They're certainly looking like a well-drilled team when compared to their inconsistent 2010. Last term, they struggled away from home. And now here's Willie Heta putting the ball high in the air. Again, plenty of hang time on that. And the fullbacks made a meal of it. Well, that was danger for Manly. Blanche unable to handle. It was always going to be a tough assignment in these conditions. That ball was very high, Steve.
Very hard to catch it in these conditions, but also great follow-up there by Gelling too. Blanche dropped the ball. He saw the ball was on the ground and then tried to set the ball up, throw it back in to see if they could score. Anyway, the referee has said knock on first by the Sea Eagles. There he goes over the sideline, so a great opportunity for the Auckland Vulcans.
Time for them to score, really. They've visited Manly's try line a few times now, the Vulcans. And here's a big shift to the right with Metcalf, and a great chance. Taka in the corner. And the Vulcans' right winger crosses wide out and plants a Steeden down for the first 4-pointer of the game after almost 10 minutes. So the Vulcans lead 4-0 with the kick to come.
Well, I know Scotty Blanche wouldn't like this, but it's come off his mistake. And here we see the scrum pack because of the knock-on. And a great playing numbers game here. We see Sean Metcalf, he goes, he sticks out, goes to the right, and then draws the winger in, gets the ball to Taka, and goes over into the corner. A great try for the... Oh, geez, almost did he drop that?
It had downward pressure anyway.
Yeah.
So Heta, the 5'8" from the Vulcans, almost on the eastern touchline. No sign of this rain easing off. The northern beaches has been pounded by a deluge over the last 24 hours or so. The playing surface in remarkably good condition. Kick away, not a bad effort, but across the face of goal and unsuccessful. It's 4-0. Sideline comment, Drury.
Yeah, great play from Metcalf there to attract the 2 defenders in and get the pass on the outside to Taka. The Vulcans had a disappointing away record last season, although they won last week and they seem up for it today here at Brookvale.
Yeah, they've started pretty well. Once again, we see Big Caird returning the football.
Dave, I've got to say, in these sort of conditions, you don't see big scores. So it's a great start for the Vulcans to get on the board, leading 4-0 over the Sea Eagles.
Been impressed with this man, Gavette in 15. Played the ball in the previous ruck. He's certainly not scared of rolling up his sleeves and getting involved in the tough stuff. And now is Kingy, a good run out of acting half. Majali, the tackler, along with Mitch Sowett. Pretty good play the ball too from Heta. He got the ball away to Elith Taylor. The Vulcans lock forward, standing, trying to offload, not successful in doing so. Had Liam Higgins across the top. Now it's Heta again, certainly the conductor of all the Vulcans' plays so far as their kicking game is concerned. And now we see Scott Blanche. He didn't make a meal of it that time. Did a good job.
I just found it strange there with Blanche about to accept the ball. The Sea Eagles should have gone around him and protected him from catching that ball.
Yeah, they left him posted. Now Ben Shorter runs sideways, tackled on Manly's 40-metre line. So the home team trailing by 4. 13 gone in this first half. Nice to have you with us on Fox Sports. Round 2 of the 2011 New South Wales Cup. Junior Palau slips as he gets to the line. So players now 15 metres into Vulcans territory, and now Oldfield explodes down that eastern corridor. Inside ball, it's been intercepted on the half volley by Tolson Caird. So the Vulcans, a sigh of relief, they were under the pump there.
Well, there was a great opportunity there for the Sea Eagles, about 20 metres out, and then just threw the ball willy-nilly, and now the Auckland Vulcans have capitalised on that and are working it out 40 metres from their own line.
Centre field, this is the 19. Now Willie Peace, we've not seen much of him in this game, playing on the left wing, getting involved in the work. Now Gavitt, unfortunately, losing control of the football, so Manly this time forcing the error, and they'll come up with possession.
David, I've got to say, it's not just the Vulcans. The Auckland Warriors are very similar. They go beyond and try to get rid of that ball or chance it, and therefore they're giving more possession opportunities to their opposition.
And it's been that way for a long time. You're quite right. They do play an ad-lib game. Now Scott Blanche trying to make his way through heavy traffic. Successful in doing so. It was a good passage of play by the fullback, and has got Manly going forward. Now Majali tries to do likewise. They'll go the short side here, and again in the hands of Michael Oldfield. There's no doubt that Manly are attacking the Vulcans' right-hand side defence at every available opportunity. Now from Majali, this is big Matt Cross. He's 10 metres out centre field, and 4 Vulcans defenders in there. One of the Auckland trainers busy on the sideline. Now Sowett stopped a couple of metres out on the last tackle. What will Manly do? They go to the air through the boot of Gary Riccardi. It was a flat sort of kick. It comes down now to Joseph Hawkins and back to Liam Foran. Now out to the winger, Michael Chapman. Chapman is driving toward the line, but the Vulcans are there with numbers. That will be a turnover of possession.
Well, I've got to say that was great defence by the Auckland Vulcans. And I've got, again, the Sea Eagles, a little bit of disarray there. Really had no direction, only 10 metres out from the Vulcans' line, where they were going to try to score the try.
Later in today's program, an interview with Manly CEO Graham Lowe, who will talk to Drury Forbes about Manly returning to the New South Wales Cup. That interview coming your way during the second half of our coverage of this round 2 clash. He's Caird. So the Vulcans playing a good brand of football, albeit a few handling errors, which to some extent is predictable in these conditions. The rain has eased here momentarily as Big Gavette gets to his feet. He has been Auckland's most impressive forward for mine. Man in jumper 15, he's a tall, rangy, powerful runner. Now Kingy got the pass away to Godinet, and the kick downtown, fielded by Scott Blanche, who was beautifully positioned. He returns the footy beyond his 20-metre line.
That's one.
And driven back there by two Vulcans, Taylor and also Matt Robinson was the first man in. Now Ben Shorter, a gain of 6 metres.
Movement.
Caird the tackler and two others. Chapman converged upon by Tai and also by Godinet. You were going to say something, Turvey?
Yeah, Dave, just you talked about Scott Blanche bringing that back up, but both fullbacks will certainly get a workout in these sort of conditions today. Scott Blanche for Manly, we've seen him run it up 3 or 4 times now, and James Warringah too. He'll certainly be under the hammer as well.
Did you enjoy playing in conditions like this?
I didn't mind it. It wasn't for a little halfback to do stepping or whatever. It was nice to sort of follow those big players and then offload the ball like a sparrow receives a little bit of a scrap or whatever. So, no, it's not too bad.
That's a very interesting analogy.
Yeah, well, sparrow being the halfback and the big ones being the forwards.
Okay, thank you for that. 18 gone here. And the Vulcans, 10 out from their own line, are going to get the football back here. They're waiting for Godinet to put the ball in. Matt Nguyen will give him the signal to do so. So you'd have to think that Richie Blackmore would be reasonably pleased with his side's performance in this match so far. Still tight on the scoreboard, but the Vulcans have seemingly had the best of the match field position and certainly possession. Perhaps you might be concerned they haven't posted more points, Turvey.
Well, David, just look, watching the Vulcans, some good work there. Great yardage, but the forwards seem to be making a lot more yards as opposed to the Manly Seagulls forwards.
Agree. Here's Heta, centre of the field. He looked on the inside to Caird and then decided to take the tackle as Soward drove in. So the Vulcans now out to the lock. Taylor, he kicks, rebounds off Manly. He's got it back. And a great chance for them. Wide out is Willie Peace. He'll get the ball down. Was he putting the touch? It looks like they're going to give it. It was play on, and it's try time. So Willie Peace in jumper 19 comes up with the Vulcans' second try. And really, it had to come off the weight of so much possession.
Well, they scored the try, and that's off the back of 6 good plays by the Auckland Vulcans. Of course, we see here Taylor trying to get the ball. He's able to regain it again, but then he sets up and tries to set a 2-on-1 and does it beautifully. And of course, Willie Peace had to get there. He's beaten one. He's come to Blanche and he's got the ball down before he went over the sideline. Great try to the Auckland Vulcans.
Yeah, he did well. A bit to do, but nice work from the man on his inside. Header unsuccessful with his first attempt. This a tough assignment. You can see the angle he's working with. Rain has eased, which is good. And Steve Mortimer, who of course has played at Brookvale many times, talking about the sandy base beneath the turf here, it's really ensuring that this playing surface is in excellent condition considering the amount of rain. So here's the attempt at conversion. Again, it's across the face of goal. Long enough and high enough, but the direction not quite there. On the sideline with us is Drury Forbes.
Yeah, great perseverance and second efforts from Elita Taylor on that occasion, setting up the try for the Vulcans. Been a great start, and that 8-point lead is going to seem double that if the rain does come back. So a great start for the Vulcans. I just went and got myself an umbrella tappy, and just as I'd organise it, what do you know? The rain clears.
I have a feeling you might need it again. Don't count your chickens, mate. Now Willie Header.
2 movements.
Pardon me. It was in fact Matapau Poaching, who's now into the action, wearing jumper number 8.
Hold.
Elif Taylor here, tackled perilously close to the western touchline. Now from Kingy back towards the centre. And, there's good defence. Excellent defence. Liam Foran smothering Peter Godinet. Now, next man up is Akuma Tai, just short of the halfway line on tackle number 5. They go down the short side. Godinet drills that ball into touch on the full. So, not what he was looking for. It'll be a turnover. Manly to get the Steeden back right on the halfway line.
Well, the Auckland Vulcans are favourites here at the moment, 8 points to 0, in conditions where you don't see too many points scored in these type of conditions. And so it's up to the Seagulls. I've got to say the forwards for the Vulcans are certainly making a lot more ground going up the field as opposed to the Manly Seagulls forwards.
Here's Michael Chapman, tackled by 3 Vulcans. The Seagulls now through Bo Bovis, wearing jumper number 15, into the action. So both coaches at the 22-minute mark starting to use their interchange bench. Now it comes out to Blake Davis, who originally was listed to wear jumper 3, wearing 22 for some reason. He was named in the original side. Now across open side from Riccardi to Ray Majali. Had a head of steam up. Well tackled down low by Poaching. Had some help across the top with 2 Vulcans players. Good chance for Manly. Nice snappy work through the hands, and that'll be a try to Ben Shorter, wide out. Got the job done. And that's something they practice at training time and time again. They strike back, the Seagulls. They still trail 8-4 with the kick to come after 23 and a half.
Well, David, certainly a great comeback for the Seagulls, but they used the ball so well too. Liam Foran getting the ball out, of course, to Joseph Hawkins, and of course in the corner, Ben Shorter was able to get that ball down. Great try of the Seagulls.
And they needed that. So Blanche, the Seagulls fullback, on the eastern touchline.
I'll have 20 cents on it. You'll get it through the post there, Tappy.
20 cents. The last of the big spenders, the former New South Wales captain and Bulldogs captain. And he's got that away beautifully. You're a freak, Steve Mortimer.
I should have made it $1.
But you haven't got $1 on you. 8-6.
Great comeback.
You are a genius. Oh, I'm speechless. So we're back underway. Bo Bovis to return the football, confronted by Darren Kingi, Sima Matora, and Tolson Caird in there. I still can't believe that, particularly the 20 cents bit.
I was just having a joke. Great comeback though by the Seagulls. Another opportunity here for them. Over aggressive are the Vulcans in the tackle. See a lot of men there, 2, 3, 4 men, and they've taken a long time to get off the Seagulls forward, and rightly so, they've received the penalty.
Yeah, the referee had absolutely no choice. The touch finder, we'll see play restart on the halfway line. So Manly picking up a cheap 30 metres there off the back of that penalty. Here's Riccardi, tackled by Robinson. Now the lock, Joseph Hawkins, stopped just short of the Auckland 40-metre line. He'll play it back to Liam Higgins, who elects to go left. And here's a good run now by Alex Tafau, wearing jumper 14. His first touch in the game at the 26-minute mark. And he'll prove a handful for the Vulcans this afternoon. Now some good work over there on the far side. This is Bo Bovis, accepting the pass on the angle. Now Riccardi looking for runners. He's got Scott Blanche on the fly, who was able to get through the tackle of Robinson, but stopping him, Elif Taylor. So Manly looking pretty good here. A kicker through by Liam Foran and fielded by Godinay. Not quite what the Seagulls were looking for.
Yeah, look, they made some great yards. It really, Liam Foran, this ball, it was a pretty bad execution to the end of the 6, and certainly took the pressure off the Auckland Vulcans.
How's the talk down there, Drury?
Plenty of talk. As I mentioned, Richie Blackmore and former Rooster Jason Lowry very vocal on the sidelines, particularly when winger Taka gets the football, as we see a Vulcan substitution coming on. Mara it is, but great fight back from the Eagles. It'll do their confidence a world of good.
And there's good aggressive defence coming up with the result they were looking for. Bundling the ball carrier into touch. Replay, comment from Steve Mortimer.
Yeah, you don't see too often the Seagulls pull over a great big forward in the form of Darren Kingi. And anyway, it's a great opportunity for the Seagulls to attack halfway up the field.
Good scrum, boys, keep it going.
Now trying to get on the outside was Oldfield. Got it back to Scott Blanche.
One
Taken.
Stand.
So the Seagulls now through Michael Chapman, hitting the ball at pace. Game has been in progress just short of half an hour. Close scoreline, as was predicted by Steve Mortimer. Conditions not conducive to a point-scoring spree. Now Riccardi, he gets them going forward. Now exploding into space, Blake Davies. And the Seagulls have responded and then some. They get their second try in the space of a couple of minutes and hit the front 10-8 with the kick to come.
Well, they've certainly developed momentum in the last 10 minutes, Tappy, and that was just great effort by Blake Davis. You watch when he receives the ball, he just slows and then all of a sudden he takes off again. There. So he really sort of had them at 6s and 7s and certainly fooled Willie Hedder and was able to go over and score the Seagulls' second try, which will put them in the lead.
Yeah, Hedder a bit slow to react to that on the inside. Good play by Gary Riccardi, the Seagulls halfback, who set his sights on what he wanted to do. He too hit the ball at pace and got his outside men on the fly.
Okay, Tappy, wait for this. I'm going to up it 5 cents, 25 cents.
They don't have 5 senses anymore.
I'm like 30.
How good are you going? Just stop it. So the attempted conversion from Scott Blanche, he's got that away and unsuccessful. He'll be disappointed in that effort. And Turvey's blown his 20 cents. It's 10-8 the scoreline in favour of Manly and Drury Forbes.
Yeah, great ball there, as you mentioned, Tappy, from Gary Riccardi. It's probably worth mentioning Gary Riccardi captained the Manly Toyota Cup side last season. He's made the step up to New South Wales Cup this year.
Yep, and talking to you prior to the game, in that interview we saw, he mentioned the fact that the step up to New South Wales Cup was noticeable in terms of its physicality. So the Sea Eagles now through Ben Shorter. New leaders here at Brookvale. It's been all the Vulcans. And Manly hitting back with 2 tries in quick succession.
Dave, I've just got to say, this has been a quality game, particularly for the conditions. And I look at this and I look at the NRL. I would love to see, let's call this the reserve grade played before the first grade. Maybe they might look at that when the commission takes place or whatever. But certainly the 20s is good. But really, you get a lot of good forwards that are over 20, 24, 25, whatever. And this is what we're seeing now. So I think it'd be a perfect segue into the first grade in the NRL.
I understand the points you're making. That was a good run by Tarka, and now hitting the ball up is Salala Huma into the match off the bench, wearing jumper number 20. At acting half goes Elahana Mara. Pass away now to Te'ai. And look to pop the ball as he advances it beyond the halfway line. Mara down the short side, a kick that ricochets and comes back. Te'ai tried to pick it up, but he was unable to do so. So now Manly in possession. And the Seagulls beyond the halfway line with Jai Jones-Weigold in jumper number 20. Michael Chapman goes forward, just short of the Auckland Vulcans 30-metre line. 10-8 to the Sea Eagles. Liam Foran, he's been good offensively and defensively. Riccardi, Hawkins tackled by Matt Robinson. Looking for a quick play, the ball didn't quite get it. Out to Riccardi again, a kick through. He certainly looks to be a very good player in the making, Riccardi. He doesn't ever look flustered, Steve, the Manly halfback.
No, and that was a well-weighted kick. Seagulls trying to get him in the dead-in goal line, but they couldn't. But look, he's quite a good player. He's certainly a good kicker of the ball, and also he's good at setting up numbers too. And putting what about that?
That was a big hit. Mitch Sowett on James Gavett. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was a good collision. So the Vulcans, as they trail by 2. This is a good run by Tarka. He's through the right winger. The defence is coming. He comes to the fullback and batters him. And coming across was Liam Foran to effect the tackle. An excellent run by the Vulcans right winger. Through the hands, a chance for them. Godinay a kick through for his outside men. A great chance for the Vulcans. They've made a mess of it. It came back to Godinet, who only had to pick it up and put it across the stripe. But enterprising play there, Turvey.
Just wonderful run there by Navoa Taka. And of course, this little grubber here, this is the problems with the Auckland Vulcans. We see a little halfback, Peter Godinet, try to pick the ball up. He could have just stopped, picked it up. Even if he got tackled, he would have had 5 plays for the Vulcans to see if they can get over the line.
So the Sea Eagles, breathing a sigh of relief, maintain their slender lead in this game. You're watching round 2 of the New South Wales Cup for 2011. Play on to the Sea Eagles, now out to the man in 14, Alex Tafau, tackled by Godinet on the Manly 40-metre line. Now across to Bo Bovis, who has certainly tried to get himself involved in this game since coming into the action. Now kick from Liam Foran. I think Manly's halves have been good today. Riccardi on the right-hand side, Foran on the left, proving a handful. And this is a fair return by James Warringah, who had plenty of work to do there. Now we see Willie Peace darting out from acting half. He scored a good try about midway through this half. Has seen very little opportunity since, to be fair. Now the lock forward, Elf Taylor.
Move right back, boys. In the middle,
And big Gavitt overran that pass then. And Mara had the presence of mind not to offload it. As we see some second phase now, the Vulcans trying to pop the pass over the top there was Tayai. It didn't work out for him, and the Sea Eagles fall on it. Metre on their own side of halfway.
See, David, that's a bad trait by the Vulcans, just trying to throw that ball that really didn't need to be thrown. He could have held onto that ball and got the ball down further. So, they are their own worst enemies sometimes, the Vulcans, with the ball in their hand.
Well, earlier in the game, you used the Auckland Warriors as an analogy, and it's a fair one. They do try to play razzle-dazzle football when sometimes it's just not on. Mitch Sowett is tackled for Manly. He'll play it back to Ben Shorter. The Sea Eagles preparing another assault on the Vulcans try line. Now Blanche takes off, tries to get around his man. Running into acting half is Jai Jones-Weigold. Good kick through by Foran. And that's a beautifully weighted kick. Manly appealing for a 4-pointer. No, says the referee.
Yeah, you can see a wonderful little kick here by Liam Foran. And of course, we see the likes of Michael Chapman trying to score the try, but Tucker got in front of him. Saved the day for the Vulcans. And they live up to fight another day up till half-time.
James Gavitt tackled for the Vulcans. Gee, they've got some big units, haven't they? Homer now, this is. Advances the football beyond the 40. Now ducking out of acting half, Elahana Mara. And Vulcans, a good set here. Metcalf it was, taking the ball forward for them. Now Heta, he looked for support, but overrunning it was Matt Robinson. Subsequently, Heta takes the tackle and will now play it back to Matura. And Godinet kicks through, pressure here for Manly. Well done, Scott Blanche at fullback. And he gets himself into space too. He's beaten 3 of them. That is a fair return.
That is a great return by Scott Blanche. All the Vulcans putting a lot of pressure on him, and he was able to make 30 metres.
Yeah, so some enterprising play there by the Manly custodian. Almost half-time at Brookvale Oval. Rain has eased considerably in the last quarter hour. And Manly would fancy their chances of another try before half-time.
I dare say Drury will have a big smile on his face.
Yeah, now that the rain's eased, absolutely he would. Now here's a good kick. This is pressure. The Vulcans fullback Warringah getting back there. He won't get outside the in-goal area, so that's a very good result for Manly.
Yeah, the kick and chase has been excellent all this first half. Again, a nice little short kick there through by Liam Foran. And of course, the kick is as good as its chase, and plenty of Sea Eagles there to put pressure on James Warringah. And a great play for the Sea Eagles to tie it up before half-time.
So the goal line dropout will come from the boot of Willie Heta. And that one, about 45 on the fly, and he's actually got a better result than that because Manly can't stop it. It goes back a further 20 metres. Now James Cunningham in jumper 10 is crunched right on the halfway line. Good defence there from Mara. Now Ben Shorter. Tackler there, Homer. Assistance from Ukama Teai. Foreign inside ball to Scott Blanche. That was well read by the Vulcans defence that time. Matura in jumper 16. Now Foreign again. He's leading the troops down that short side. Tarka has made a meal of that. Manly trying to pick up the football and continue the movement, but the half-time siren sounds in the interim with the Sea Eagles going to the sheds, 2-point leaders at the break. It's 10 points to 8 for Manly. Tries to Chapman and Davies. Blanche 1 from 2. Tarka and Peace the try scorers for the Vulcans. And Heta, none from 2. Entertaining enough first half. Looking forward to the second 40-minute stanza. That comes your way next.
Chip windscreen? Quick, jump online to o'brienglass.com.au. It's so easy. You just simply select your preferred day, time and location to have your glass fixed. Visit o'brienglass.com.au now.
O'Brien. If you're like me, owning your own home is one of life's biggest challenges. My family relies entirely on my income to pay the mortgage, as well as the bills, and that really worries me. I mean, accidents and illness do happen. How would they cope without me and my income? That's why I took out a life insurance plan through Insurance Line.
Don't put it off any longer. Plans start from just $2.31 a week, and all Australian residents aged 18 to 59 can apply over the phone or online in just minutes. Finally, Insurance Line is part of the Tower Group, so you know you're in safe hands.
There's even a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can be sure of your decision.
Call 13 88 10 today or visit insuranceline.com.au and protect your family from possible financial hardship. You'll also get a free will kit when you take out a policy. So call Insurance Line now on 13 88 10 for immediate cover over the phone or online and generally without a medical. That's 13 88 10.
Have you tried new Golden Crumble Wheat Bix Bites? A crunchy mix of wheat, golden syrup, coconut and oat crumble in a bite-sized Bix. For a delicious whole grain breakfast, try new Golden Crumble Wheat Bix Bites.
Character, not makeup. Decades, not months. Honesty, not pretense. I love you, not I'll call you. We're eHarmony and we help people find deep, meaningful love based on true compatibility. It's out there and we can help you find it. Join over 1 million Australians registered on eharmony.com.au for free.
Every now and then, a car comes along that feels just right for the moment, like the Holden Commodore SV6. For 15 years, the Commodore's been Australia's best-selling car, and now that it comes with our new touchscreen Holden IQ system, it does lots of cool things, like Bluetooth streaming. And with SIDI direct injection and 18-inch alloys, it doesn't just feel great to drive, it is great to drive. From just $36,990 drive away. See your Holden dealer today and get the right car for the right price right now. Holden, go better.
Welcome back to Brookvale Oval. 10-8 Manly lead at the break. We recap the first half tries now with Steve Mortimer.
Yeah, 10 minutes into the first half, Metcalf getting the ball away to Tarka there. This little chip there by Taylor, able to set a 2-on-1, but great work. You know, absolutely Willie Peace was able to get there. The Seals coming back, some good ball movement here, and going over, right over in the corner was Benny Shorter. Again, some great move there, great work there by Blake Davies.
And that was the 4 tries scored in the first half as the players take the field for the second half. Let's go down to Drury, who's been in the vicinity of the dressing sheds.
Yeah, thanks, Tappy. Just a word from the two coaches at the break. Luke Williamson, Manly coach, he was happy with their structure in offence. He wants more work from the back five of the Eagles. for them to keep pushing up in support play and numbers in defence, and he wants them tighter around the ruck. As for Richie Blackmore and the Auckland Vulcans, he wants them to control the ball better. Field position, he wants them to work on that as they did in the first 15 minutes. He wants them to dig in and test the fullback. Expect to see some high kicks directed at the Manly fullback from the Vulcans in this second half.
Thank you for that. So 10-8. And this game is anybody's. Right at this present time, no rain. In fact, there's been none for about half an hour at Brookvale Oval. There was heaps of it early in the game. A clearing kick from Manly and finds touch western side of ground. Warringah was watchful, the Vulcans fullback. So play continues now, and Vulcans enjoying the benefit of the loosened feed. Sean Metcalf making a charge down the right-hand side. I'm impressed with the Vulcans today. Now this is Tarka. He certainly has done his job. Now across to the man in 11, Ukama Taiai.
Dave, it's been a very impressive game. I really am impressed with the skills of the players. The only really sort of letdown is when they try to force the ball too much. The Auckland Vulcans, of course.
Yeah, they've been their own worst enemies on occasions. And again, we see it, the ball coming out. So Manly falling on it through Jones Weigold. Now this is Ben Shorter.
Stand
And
up.
pass off the ruck. Goes forward 7 or 8 metres. Tackler was Matura. Now down that eastern side of the field is Mitch Soward. Manly second rower. Tackled by Willie Hetta. Hetta's kicking game has been a feature for the Vulcans, whilst Riccardi and Foran have done very well in that department for Manly. Here's Jones Weigold, dummying upfield after taking off from acting half. Matura was the tackler. Now Foran. A kick into the northwest corner. It's beautifully weighted again. Excellent kicking from the Manly 5'8".
Drop out.
It comes back under the uprights for a goal line dropout. Good result for Manly.
And that was a great kick by Liam Foran, but also what made it even a better kick was the number 5, Michael Chapman, putting the pressure on the Auckland Vulcans fullback. And had he not done that, the Vulcans could have left it there and had a 22 tap. But nevertheless, it's now a line dropout. So it really gives the Seagulls a great opportunity to attack and scoring opportunities early in the second half.
To potentially extend their lead. Bo Bovis, centre field. Huma was the tackler along with Mara. So James Cunningham is the next forward to cart the football up. He'll play it back to Jones Weigold at acting half. Now the halfback Riccardi setting up his outside men. And this would be Shorter to play the ball. Was trying to get a quick play the ball away. Had a player hanging onto his feet. Here's James Cunningham. Taking yet another touch of the footy. Now across to Foran at first receiver. Oh, there's a massive hit. Sean Metcalf. And that has dead set rattled Scott Blanche. Welcome to Brookvale, if you weren't already. And a kick through that has too much on it.
What about that tackle? Certainly, I wouldn't want to have been on the one of the end of that. Wonderful tackle.
Yep. Looking at the replay. And then the replay also of the kick. And meanwhile, we've got a player down here. It looks to be Blake Davies, the Manly right centre. Wearing jumper 22 today. 2 trainers there. Another look at this. Well, I think he may have copped one there in the Crown Jewels.
Yeah, it certainly was a great hit. I'm sure he's okay though. Nothing wrong with the tackle. And I'm sure he'll take his position back in the team.
Yeah, Drury was more or less in line with that. Are your eyes watering down there?
Yeah, they are, Tappy, but not from the rain. It's that Sean Metcalf hit. You could see him rushing out of the line there. Bone-crunching hit on young Scott Blanche. I'll tell you what, though, the Eagles, despite that turnover, would be happy with this start to the second half. Remember, they were trailing 8-0 in this match. I think, particularly if the rain comes again, ball security and a competent kicking game's what's going to win this one, Tappy.
So the Vulcans on the attack, now beyond the Manly 40-metre line, and that will be a penalty, and rightly so too. Ball coming out with some assistance from the Manly defender. It was the man in 12, Mitch Sowett. And
that was pretty stupid stuff by Sowett. Certainly is going to give the Auckland Vulcans an opportunity now to get into their own half and put the pressure on. Let's see what happens from here.
Now Taylor to Hettar, and now out to Big Gavette, who's tackled on the Manly 20-metre line by James Cunningham. Now plays the ball away to Salala Homer, and Homer again, as we saw last time he touched the ball, very strong, dragging players downfield with him. And unfortunately, there has just undone all the good work he had done during the lead up to that.
And that's what I'm saying, Dave. The Vulcans have got no problems getting out of their own half, but when they get closer to the line, you know, it's just they seem to freeze or whatever. And look, this is a wonderful run, but what's the use of having that wonderful run when you watch this? And you'll see it is himself. There, he loses it.
Nice and tight, lock it in.
There's no reason for that.
Outside Manly.
And he was appealing for a strip. Referee Matt Noyen having no part of it. Here's Ben Shorter for Manly. That's a good run. Very strong carry of the football. Taylor eventually put him on the ground with some assistance from Matt Robinson. Now Ben Shorter. Both wingers have done a good job for Manly today. In fact, that was Blake Davies. My apologies to Blake. But nonetheless, the outside backs for Manly have done their job. They've got into acting half at every available opportunity. Now this is James Cunningham. 9 metres short of the halfway line from Jones Weigold. And now we see a kick downfield. It's well positioned between winger and fullback. And James Warringah picks it up on his own line and faces a wall of maroon jerseys. Now, there might be an alleged trip here as Warringah stepped off his right foot. A Manly player in defence was wrong-footed. And it's Mitch Sowett. Another look with Steve Mortimer.
Yeah, look, his foot was put out there. I don't know if it was that intentional, but I don't think he may go on report.
All right. He's made contact with the leg, okay? I'm not sure if it's deliberate or not, okay? He's reached out with hands. I'm not sure if it's deliberate. I'm going to place this one on report, number 12. On report, penalty's going against you. Yep.
Well, you heard what
I wasn't sure if it's deliberate or not, mate.
Matt Noyen has said.
It's penalty.
It didn't look intentional to me. I mean, he was wrong-footed as a result of the stepping fullback.
Yeah, Dave, I think he'll be okay and probably won't have to go to the judiciary. Anyway, we'll wait and see what happens.
Now the Vulcans need to complete this set and start to build some pressure. There's been too many unforced errors in their game.
Speed up, boys.
Over the last half hour or so. Impeccable start to the match. Now Gavett. And off the back of that impeccable start, they charge to an 8-0 lead. Manly have come right back into it. And obviously now lead by 2. An interview with Graham Lowe coming up shortly. The Manly CEO. As we see Godinay. That's a good effort from the little halfback. Gee, strong. Great leg drive. Carrying 3 Sea Eagles forwards downfield with him. Now plays it back to Mara. Through the hands they go. This is Big Homer. He's hard to stop. And again charging onto it. That's tackle number 5 from Mara out to the 5/8 Hettar. And the kick a little too much on it. It'll come back to the 20. And the Sea Eagles live to fight another day.
Yeah, look, that little grubber a little bit too heavy by Hettar. It certainly takes the pressure off the Sea Eagles.
All right, earlier today, Drury Forbes talked to Manly CEO Graham Lowe.
Graham Lowe, thanks for your time once again here this afternoon at Brookvale Oval. What does it mean for the club, Manly Warringah, to be back in the New South Wales Cup?
I think it's just terrific for the fans, for the club. I mean, the New South Wales Cup, it's got a lot of history and tradition to it, and being back in it this year as a standalone organisation, I think it's fantastic, and it's a great pathway for the players.
I suppose it would have been a little challenging last season having a side in the Queensland Cup. Of course, the Sunshine Coast, at least now things are a lot closer for you.
Yeah, they are, but I mean, it worked very well for us up there, and Sunshine Coast did a great job for us, but just circumstances made us now come back down here and start this team up in the New South Wales Cup, and I'm really pleased we have.
Round 2 into the season, we'll just get your thoughts on the squad changes to Manly Warringah this season. What do you make of the players that have come and joined the club this year?
Well, we've, I mean, it's a really tough game. It seems to be tougher than ever, rugby league this year, and we've got players falling over with injury right, left and centre. So Desi's being a little bit of a magician up there at the top and just picking the right players for the right moment and the right team. But I mean, the depth of our club is certainly being tested, but that's what it's all about.
Yeah, thanks to Graham for his time, and we see the Vulcans again losing possession, falling on it for Manly. Blake Davies, the right centre, and to compound the error further, the Vulcans commit a cardinal sin. That's a penalty off the back of that error.
Yeah, David, just going on Graham Lowe, what a great bloke he is. He was my coach who had a combined Australia-New Zealand test against the English and the French over in Paris back in the 80s, and he was our coach, and we had a bit of a fun time. It was a terrible playing surface, but just a quality bloke he is.
And has had more than his share of dramas with health problems, and has fought back particularly well. Here's Oldfield for Manly. He's stopped by Sean Metcalf. Godinay also involved in the tackle. Now they put him on the grass. At acting half is Liam Foran. A little bit of feeling.
Don't go looking for it, 15.
As play continues through Matt Cross. He'll play it back to Liam Higgins, who returns to the fold. Now the fullback Blanche, he got the pass away on his outside. The rain starts to tumble again.
I've got to say, that was a hospital pass, that pass then.
In a big way, and Blake Davies on the receiving end of it. Now 17, Junior Palau, and he's lost the ball. And the Vulcans will get the football back. So this time it was Manly's turn to commit an unforced error.
15. You don't need to go looking for it. Scrum, boys. Locks in. Lock in.
So scrum to pack, and Godinay will put the ball in.
Out.
Vulcans still only trail by 2. We've had the same scoreline since half-time. Metcalf to his feet. Now this is Nova Taka. And Taka is tackled by Alex Tafo. And the 17, Junior Palau. Here's a spirited run by Ukama Taiai. Good quick play of the ball too. They've got some momentum here, the Vulcans, and this is Big Gavitt. So this has been an excellent set so far. Can they complete? Oh my goodness.
That is just inexcusable.
It was such a good set leading up to that era with terrific running. Just unacceptable at this level.
All right, boys, second rows down.
A coach
never looked like playing it correctly, did he?
No, never.
Out.
Manly through Liam Foran.
That's one.
Thought he sighted a gap, took off. Breaking from the scrum, Taiai was able to get both hands on him. Now Junior Palau.
Balls away.
Palau. Riccardi. Very impressed with the Manly halfback in the first half.
He's been everything, hasn't he? Both in attack and defence. Gary Riccardi.
Matt Cross. Now Joseph Hawkins. He slips as he gets to the line. Made it an easy tackle for James Gavett. Now Higgins. Good work from Manly. Some snappy ball work in these conditions. Inside ball here to the fullback Scott Blanche. Blanche takes off. 2 Vulcans defenders there, including Willie Heta, to stop his progress. So the Sea Eagles, they're 10 metres out, a chance to extend the lead. A kick through that is taken by James Gavett, the Auckland Vulcans front rower. Now this is Metcalf. Likes to get his hands on the footy.
That was well done by James Gavett. Hit him on the shins, and he was able to claim the ball and not knock it forward. So great opportunity for the Vulcans to get up the other end to put pressure on the Sea Eagles.
And again, Steve, as you've been saying throughout, the Vulcans making good metres with their running.
I call it move and you just land over the top. You have to get out and go to the side.
But they get towards the back end of their sets and keep making errors. Let's see what transpires here. They get the penalty.
Dave, I've got to say, they don't make mistakes in their own half. They just take the ball up. But as they get close to the line, they see that opportunity. They look to offload the ball, and that brings their undoing of what's been good work leading up to where they get to.
Well said. Now, big homer, and got the pass away this time to Heta. Then they go out wide to the winger, and this is Peace, try scorer in the first half. Now back across to Matupo poaching in jumper number 8. That's good driving defence by Manly.
Hands away.
Almost 16 minutes into the second half. Mara looking for runners, drifting, no one coming. And Manly held off him. So Vulcans now in possession through Godinay. He takes off and ran straight into Manly's biggest player, Cross. Hawkins also helping with the defence. Homer playing in front of the line this time. It is poaching, and that is very close to a 4-pointer. So we've seen Homer pass before the line, his last 2 hit-ups, so mixing his game up a bit. Tayai looking for the offload. Couldn't get it away. Oldfield across the top, put him on the ground. Now good chance for the Vulcans. Make it more than a good chance. It's a try. Peter Godinay got the job done, and Manly ran out of steam in the defensive area.
Well, Dave, that was great work by the Auckland Vulcans. Great try to the number 7, Godinay. That's come off the back, though, of a great set of 6 that's, again, gathered 50 to 60 metres and put them in a good position not far from the Sea Eagles line. So well done, Godinay, and they take the front. This is, I tell you what, it's just going to go right down to the wire, this game.
So Heta, the Vulcans 5/8, about 11 metres out, just a few metres to the right of the posts. We'll go down to Drury for a comment in a moment. Rain continuing at Brookvale, and he's taking plenty of time over this one. Willie Heta has got it away now, straight between the posts, and Drury and Manly not numbering up there in defence when it mattered most, off their own line.
Yeah, that's right, Tappy. They're struggling to actually prevent the Vulcans forwards from offloading the football, which is causing the Eagles a bit of trouble there. Great, nice little dummy there from Godinay. Just a conditions update. As you said, it is back raining again, and there's a bit of a swirly breeze as well, just to throw a spanner into the works.
So you look at this, Dave, the Auckland Vulcans will take the ball up and they'll make some good yards. But when they get into the Sea Eagles territory, they take the ball up and they look for offloading, and that sometimes is their undoing, where they try to force the ball too much.
Here's a good run by Tayai. He only knows one way, and unfortunately losing control of the football. So Manly will get the football back with good field position. And Tayai just trying too hard, losing the Steeden. So Liam Foran feeds a scrum. Here's Scott Blanche chiming in. Blanche has the ball and comes back toward the centre. He had Willie Heta there, as well as Novataka, and he couldn't beat them. Riccardi away to Matt Cross. Cross is stopped by 4 Vulcans. They're certainly not lacking in enthusiasm, the visitors. Manly's Bo Bovis receiving some treatment on the sideline. Here's a short ball to Junior Palau. He's a big unit. And Palau has stopped 11 out. Godinay was clinging to him, and another. Now Riccardi away to Matt Cross. And Manly, a terrific chance to get across the line here. This is Foran, and Foran steps and loses the ball, but Manly get a penalty. Offside inside the 10.
Well, they're going to get another set of 6 here.
Godinay racing off his line and was in front of the referee. Now Ray Majali back into the action for Manly. Defence was provided by poaching. Manly on the attack again. This is Blanche. There are numbers there. Blake Davies. But the Vulcans equal to the task. Can Manly level up proceedings here, scoring a try? In 16 it is Majali. 1 metre out from the line. They must score surely. The ball comes out. Matt Cross trying hard, couldn't maintain possession. And the Vulcans, they breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, that was a great tackle by Yuka Matai, absolutely forcing the ball from the Seagulls. And now that's up to the Vulcans to bring it back out again.
Sean Metcalf. Powerful run yet again. He's been impressive, this right centre, Metcalf Drury, playing on your side of the ground in the second half.
He certainly has. He's been in everything. If you watch him in defence, he's got a great knack of sussing out where the play's going to go, and he's up there in their faces. Product of Christchurch originally, Tappy.
Thank you for that. Now the Vulcans again, great go forward. And that's a nice kick that will turn Scott Blanche around and decides to use his wing up. And, oh, the ball's out. Here's a chance for the Vulcans. It's towed through by Metcalf and he scores. The Vulcans making the most of their opportunities. A loose carry has netted an ideal result for the Vulcans. They stretch the lead 18 points to 10. A kick to come, Steve Mortimer.
Well, listening to Drury before, he was talking about Metcalf, how he can anticipate. This is a terrible blunder by the Seagulls, although it was knocked out. But there's Metcalf, the man on the scene, towing the ball forward and then jumping on it to confirm a 4-pointer for the Auckland Vulcans.
Ben Shorter, feel a bit sorry for him, the Manly wing-up. He hasn't done a lot wrong today. Had a solid game, coming up with a bad error on that occasion. And the conversion will be from right in front. This will be 20 points to 10. It is. So the Vulcans now extend their lead. It's Jason Lowry standing behind the bench, involved in the coaching staff at the Vulcans. He was a good footballer and played for a couple of clubs. And here we go again, the Vulcans returning the football through Gavette, who has been very effective for them today, albeit a couple of handling errors.
You're talking about Lowry. He was a great player, always made some good yards and always was great at offloading the ball.
Wing out, Manly 2.
So the Vulcans shifting the ball, and here's a great run by Taiai. I don't think anyone in a blue jumper runs harder than him. Rips into his work, and unfortunately, the good work again being undone.
Yeah, Liam Higgins there, tackling Taiai and knocking the ball out. So an opportunity for the Seagulls. 10 points. They are in deficit, so they need to score soon.
Here's Michael Chapman. Tackled by 3 Vulcans. Olsen Caird is back into the action for the visitors. Looking for their second win away from home in succession. Manly losing their opening round clash last weekend. So Seagulls not having the start of their season that coach Luke Williamson would be striving for. Des Hasler today in the stands, watching his New South Wales Cup squad go through its paces. Here's a ball that has come out, and the Vulcans will again get possession.
Very good tackle there by the Vulcans. But I also think the Seagulls have got to take their time. There's still 14 minutes left, so they don't need to panic. Although we're going to see the Vulcans now coming out 20 metres from their own try line with 14 minutes to go, 13 minutes to go.
Willie Peace, a good run by him. Here's the fullback, Warringah, darting away out of the dummy half area. Matt Cross, the tackler. Now Matupu poaching. And poaching right on the halfway line. Is tackled by 3 Seagulls. They go left. This is Big Caird. A burst of 8 or 9 metres. Now Heta. Across they come to Mara. The defence moving up quickly. Leading the way, Liam Foran. Stopping the ball carrier and any plans he may have had. Now across. They come to Heta, who puts that high in the air. Manly's fullback positioned perfectly, Scott Blanche. And he's tackled centre field by the kicker of the football, Willie Heta.
Well, it's probably the right strategy, but the kick left a lot to be desired. Opportunity here for the Vulcans.
You can say that again. It's towed through by Peace, and he is backing himself. He's got a hand on it.
Off Manly, drop out.
Nope, off Manly. So goal line dropout. No indecision whatsoever from the referee there. You can see the ball going to ground. The pass was a shocker. Peace and Davies. Well, it became a foot race, didn't it?
On that line, mate. Thank you.
And according to the referee, Davies got his hand on it first and knocked it dead in goal.
Well, the Seagulls are really putting pressure on themselves, so that really was an unforced error. And now it's given the Vulcans another chance to see if they can even further strengthen their score against the Seagulls.
Extra step, Matt. Just hold, mate.
Auckland are going to be hard to run down now, Drury.
Yeah, especially in these conditions, Tappy. They score here, be very hard for Manly to come back. We mentioned it earlier, these Auckland Vulcans on the sideline, I've never heard more talk from a football team encouraging one another.
Got an A as they keep the ball alive. It comes out to Metcalf. Racing in off his wing was Michael Chapman in defence to stop that. The Vulcans in a very good position here again. Got an A. Across to Mara. Mara takes off and almost breaks through. Cross was clinging to him. And another Sea Eagle. Can they score again? Header, a kick through for his winger. And yes, oh no. It looked like he was going to get it done. He was there, but I think it was an evil bounce in the end.
I think it was the right strategy. Nice little grubber there. But obviously, I think he must have been offside. And he missed the ball.
Yeah, dead set air swing. It looked like he had it covered. Manly trailing by 10. Half an hour gone, second half, with it all to do.
I've got to say, Tappy, that I'm not prepared to bag a winger, but one of my former coaches, Warren Ryan, he was never a big fan of wingers. He said, Rugby League 13, get rid of the wingers and we should have a game of 11.
Here they go, Manly. They're away down the eastern touchline. Ben Shorter, he kicks over the top for himself. He wins the race to the ball and scores. Ben Shorter. That is a pearler at Brookvale Oval. Good individual effort. And he has made amends for coughing up possession that led to the last Vulcans try to Metcalf.
That's a great comeback, and I hope my old coach, Warren Ryan, is watching this. It's a great work by a winger. I'm just only kidding, but really a nice little chip too. There's not much that he could do. He's got the pace, and really the key is, can he pick this up properly? Well, not a bad bounce, so well done, and he certainly has turned it around for the better now for the Sea Eagles.
It was as good as a bounce could be. So 20 points to 14. It's a tough conversion in these conditions. But Manly heading back. And we are heading for a grandstand finish at Brookvale in this round 2 New South Wales Cup clash. So Blanche, can he land the goal? He's got it away. No. Never looked likely. So scoreline remains Auckland 20, the Sea Eagles 14. Blanche just 1 from 3 today. Back underway. A 6-point ball game now. Ray Majali to return the footy for Manly. Oh, Metcalf got hammered but came bouncing back. Gordonay was also involved.
Dave, there's 8 minutes to go. The Sea Eagles have got to get it down the other end, and hopefully the Auckland team may come up with a mistake or whatever, but they've got to get it down the other end if they're a chance of scoring within the next 7 minutes.
Majali, good job there from a standing start with that run. He wasn't expecting it. Now this is Liam Higgins. One of the few times we've seen him run in this game, Drury.
Yeah, nice little run there from Liam Higgins at dummy half. Also, I've thought Jai Jones-Weigold has been good off the bench from dummy half, working over those tired Vulcans forwards. We mentioned the team spirit of the Vulcans earlier. I should also mention, Tappy, Manly Warringah have got virtually their entire first-grade squad here on the bench cheering on the New South Wales Cup team.
Yeah, mate, we're right.
That kick we just saw, as Drury was speaking, had too much on it, so we come back to the 20 for the restart. And the Vulcans back in possession.
And for the Vulcans to maintain their lead, they've just got to hold that ball, make some yardage up there, get it down the other end. And of course the Seagulls will be praying that they can make a mistake so they can capitalise on that and see if they can even the score.
Taka plays it, and this is big Gavette, like the way he runs, and there's a lovely offload. His game's been punctuated today by some unforced errors, but he's done some good things too. He has a tendency to overrun the pass when it's his turn for a hit up. He's done that 2 or 3 times today. Just a little area of his game he needs to work on, but gee, he runs hard. Now the Vulcans looking good, some razzle-dazzle. There's a ball out the back from Caird, and Manly come up with it. That was unnecessary. That's what Turvey's been saying throughout.
Absolutely stupid then. The Vulcans coach will be pulling out his hair. You know, there they are, 30 metres from the Seagulls line, and they give the ball back to the Eagles.
So Manly, heavy exchange there. Bo Bovis came reeling out of it. He plays the ball now. Open side through Foran. And Manly looking to race away down this western touchline. Tackle was made. Now it's Michael Chapman from acting half. He straightens up the attack and tackled on the Vulcans 30-metre line. We'll play it back to Scott Blanche. And now Foran. He got the pass to Majali, hitting it up. 2 passes off the ruck. And didn't prove to be too much of a problem for the Auckland defence. Gavitt back-slammed him. That's the 5th and last. It comes to the halfback Riccardi. He hoists it high in the air. There's some pressure here. Taken by the Vulcans sweetly, though. They'll come back to the 20 as Oldfield gets some attention from the trainer.
That was a great take by the Vulcans, and certainly takes the pressure off them with only 5 minutes to go.
Now big Gavitt. Hard and straight. The tackler, Higgins. Down low, Majali across the top.
13 Manly.
They certainly hitting the ball up with gusto, and inside the 10 Manly on that occasion. Taka was grinning as the penalty was awarded to his team. Here's Taka using his body as a battering ram.
Dave, I've got to say, this gives the Vulcans a great opportunity. I know it's rainy conditions, and the field's not as dry as it should be. But here's an opportunity to work it towards the post, pot a field goal with only then 3 to 4 minutes to play. You know, I think that would put them in a winning position.
Here's Homer now. Tackled by Majali. Bo Bovis also in there. Now it comes back to Kingi. Mara's been good for them, coming into the match off the bench today. He's played a bit of a roving commission to the man in 14. He's bobbing up all over the place. Now to the open side, Godinay sets up his fullback Warringah. He was tackled and got away from them. Warringah's going to score. Well, I think it was Oldfield that got up in defence quickly, and I thought he'd stopped him. But he was able to rush through and come up with another Vulcans try. It's 24-14, 36 and a half minutes gone, kick to come.
Well, they really have picked up the momentum in the second half, the Vulcans. Great little ball there by Godinay. And of course, Warringah, he's a talented player, able to get a break from that tackle, sees the try line and goes straight down there. They won't need a field goal now, Tappy, but the try will get them home for sure.
Yep, so the Vulcans are going to win their second match on the road in the space of 7 days. Manly winless in 2011 thus far. It'll be 26-14 here in a moment, you would think, with just 3 minutes remaining in this game. In fact, a little less than that now. The Vulcans, you've got to ask the question how far they could have won by if they control the football.
Absolutely.
They've continually invited Manly back into the contest, and they're still going to end up winning by 12 points.
Backwards.
So the Sea Eagles have some work to do, clearly. They have the football now, centre field on the Vulcans 30, and this player, Michael Chapman, is hurt. Not well at all. Referee signals time off. And he's got a nasty head gash. So there's obviously been a massive clash of heads. It was in front of Drury.
Yeah, this will be interesting, Tappy, because Manly have used all their interchanges up. Matt Cross is on the bench at the moment with a wrist complaint. The trainer's trying to get him on, but he is injured and they've used all their interchange. So I think the word will be to Chapman just to stay out there for the last couple of minutes.
Not sure what exactly happened to him there.
I'll tell you when to play. Keep the ball in the hands as like do so.
So Chapman comes to the sideline to receive treatment from the trainers, sent to the blood bin.
Let's go.
And time back on. It's 78 minutes into the game now as Gary Riccardi is tackled. He'll get to his feet and play it to Liam Higgins. Now to Foran, who in turn passes to Bo Bovis. The obligatory bandage being applied. Now across Foran to Ray Majali. Majali hard and straight. Gavitt was there. And two other Vulcans. That's aggressive defence late in this game. Gavitt back slamming Big Majali. Not an easy thing to do. Foran has a juggle. Still managed to get the ball away to Oldfield. Oldfield was pinning his ears back, but he had Sean Metcalf there in defence. And here down the short side is Michael Chapman. Head bandaged, and that is the turnover of possession. And that'll be the ball game.
Power boys, keep coming 6.
With Darren Kingy to play it.
9, right back.
Just in front of his own try line.
Now the key is, can the Auckland Vulcans hold this ball for their centre 6 and get out of their own half, or just even hold the ball?
Yeah, far too often today that's not the case. But they're taking the 2 points with them anyway. Now Willie Peace.
Sorry, Dave. But I do think the whole game, the Auckland Vulcans seemed a lot more threatening with the ball in their hand in this game.
And if you're Ivan Cleary, coach of the New Zealand Warriors, you've got to be happy with what you're looking at in this New South Wales Cup team. There's plenty of depth. Right across the park, they're strong. Here they go again. Oh, looked like it was going to be dropped for all money. But Elif Taylor somehow miraculously hangs onto the football, and the Vulcans are on their way again. Gavitt, the front rower, kicks this time straight into the arms of Gary Riccardi, and we've got to play it down in back play. It's almost full time. But Turvey, they are strong across the park, the Vulcans. Their wingers have done a great job. Their fullbacks been safe. Their halves have been good, and all their forwards have been terrific with their hit-ups.
Plenty of attacking potential. Just realise if they can hold on to that ball, the score can be even a lot more.
So full-time siren here at Brookvale Oval. Auckland 26 defeating Manly 14. Couple of injured troops at the back end of that game. But the Vulcans, pretty comprehensive victory, albeit not that impressive due to a plethora of handling errors. There's the full-time match summary. Here's Drury.
Congratulations to our men of the match today. It's centre Sean Metcalf. And Sean, impressive performance from the Vulcans today, particularly in that second half.
Yeah, the boys stuck well together. Had to come from behind and talk about in the change rooms. Been an 80-minute team and coming together as brothers. And yeah, I think the boys have done well at the end of the conditions, especially the big boys. Yeah.
You seem to be a very tight-knit bunch. Just hearing the talk on the sideline, more encouragement than probably what I've ever heard from any team. Do you think that's the case, and how much does that help you as a team?
Yeah, well, the coaches kind of drill the communication into us, like help out the big boys in the middle, and I don't know, I think the boys just gel well together, had a good off-season, and yeah, everyone's just coming well together and just running off each other, playing well, yeah.
What do you think it was about that game that earned you the victory out there today?
I'm not too sure. I think it was enthusiasm and boys' courage and just defence, I reckon. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, not only to yourself personally, Sean, but to the team. Certainly some big hits out there today, and well done on today's performance.
Sweet, man. Thanks a lot. Sweet.
Back to you, Tappy.
And thanks, Drury, down there in the rain. Talking with Sean Metcalf. Here's the results of other round 2 matches. Cronulla, close win over the Central Coast. Newtown, too good for Western Suburbs. Windsor, narrow winners over Balmain Ryde Eastwood. And Canterbury defeating North Sydney by 28 points in their clash. Wentworthville having the bye. So after 2 rounds, Canterbury, Auckland and Newtown are the 3 teams undefeated. In the Central Coast, Western Suburbs, Cronulla, Wentworthville, Windsor and North Sydney all on 2 points. Balmain Ryde Eastwood and Manly yet to post a win in 2011. This coming weekend, it's Auckland and Cronulla at Mount Smart Stadium on Saturday. The Magpies face North Sydney. Newtown to do battle against the Central Coast. Canterbury will host Manly, and Windsor will tackle Wentworthville at the Windsor Sports Complex. Balmain Ryde Eastwood has the bye. Now, before we go today, a look at the Bundaberg Red Cup. And this is the clash between the Sydney Bulls and also the Wentworthville Magpies. It's a grand final replay from last year, and the clash was played at Norfolk Park. And you can see the Bulls posting a couple of tries in this highlights package. Now it's Wentworthville's turn to respond. Of course, the Wentworthville Magpies have been a superpower in this competition for many, many years. A recap of the scores: Mounties 56 defeating Kingsgrove 16, the Magpies defeating the Bulls, Windsor 34, Bankstown 10, Cabramatta 16, the Entrance 12. Now the competition ladder in the Bundaberg Red Cup sees Mounties, Wentworthville and Cabramatta undefeated in advance of the Entrance and Windsor, both having had the one win each. Bankstown, Sydney Bulls, Kingsgrove, no victories thus far during the early stages of 2011. Now the matches this weekend in round 3 of the Bundaberg Red Cup, it's the Sydney Bulls and Cabramatta, Windsor and Wentworthville, Mounties and the Entrance, and Bankstown to face Kingsgrove. That's at the Crest Stadium at 7:30 p.m. under lights this coming Saturday night. So that's round 3 of the Bundaberg Red Cup. Join us next week on Fox Sports for the clash between Western Suburbs and the North Sydney Bears from Campbelltown Stadium. You'll see that next Wednesday on Fox Sports at 4:30 p.m. Meantime, thanks for being with us at a very wet Brookvale Oval today. He's away and beats 3 of them. That is some run. The kick through. This will be a magnificent try. Beautiful ball. Steps inside. He's got support. Dummies and then takes them on. He goes the short side. Got good speed and gets them. That was well picked up. He will be hard to stop. Oh, yes. Brilliant work. That is a pearler. They're going to get another one.
Sydney's West scores up footy fest on Super Saturday.
The Heartland hosts a doubleheader.
Here they go again. First up in Penrith, Giant Killers collide.
The Mountain Men roll out the welcome mat
for the Panthers Sharks showdown. Then live in prime time,
it's a countdown to Campbelltown.
The Tigers tackle the Raiders.
The Dream Team's live in the studio from 2.
Super Saturday live on Fox Sports, Australia's sports leader.
This is Fox Sports, Australia's sports leader.
Nice to have your company for this one, round 18 of the NRL, coming to you from Wynn Stadium in Wollongong, the clash of the Steelers and the Broncos, and a tremendous chance for the home team today to cement their place in the top 10. If they win here, they skip 3 points clear of the sides on the fringe of the top 10 in the finals race. And Wally Lewis, as we have a glance across at this Brisbane lineup, a couple of big game breakers in their side, the likes of Gordon Tallis.
Yeah, he's a giant man. At 6'3.5" in the old terms. He's powerful running, has plenty of defensive lines, and he has an uncanny ability to do it at very vital times in the games. But he hasn't been all that happy with his own form in the last couple of weeks, and that really could spell trouble this afternoon for Illawarra.
And Andrew G in the Broncos front row has really been prominent in recent weeks.
Has gained himself a new contract with the Broncos. That's exactly what he was chasing for a long time. He'll probably go out there this afternoon with the express interest to repay the club with the faith that they've shown in him. Very powerful forward, does a lot of hard work up the middle, and will want to control the centre of that ruck if Brisbane are to have any chance in this match this afternoon.
Well, here are the Illawarra Steelers. Paul McGregor leads them out. No doubt about it, their best crowd of the year that they will be playing in front of at home. Of course, they have lost Craig Smith through suspension. He will miss the remainder of the season. That's a big blow up front to this Illawarra side. But still plenty of talent, and they have won their last 3 matches. And if they are to win today, a key player, Wally, a man that is playing the same position as you did for so many years, Trent Barrett, tremendous young talent in the Illawarra side, but he has to put his stamp on the match.
We heard him talking during the week about the importance of the game coming up. The ability to mix in with this man here, Paul McGregor, has probably allowed him to adjust a little bit to his own game, made it all that much easier to get involved in first grade football. Level heads around the place like Rod Wishart has helped him, but Barrett, really his ability, skill and experience in difficult situations belies his youth.
We're underway in this one. Rod Wishart kicking high, the bounce of Shane Wetke. Straight away the Broncos under pressure. And up to make the tackle was Likevol for the Steelers. Wendell Saylor battered out of dummy half. He made 5 metres. Good start from the Steelers. 2 tackles gone. Brisbane hemmed inside their own 20. Now Webke. Barrett is up there in defence. And a cheer from the fans. Appreciative of that tackle. Hart was there as well. Now Tallis, his first touch. Attracts plenty of attention. And taken sideways in the tackle. Andrew G. They come rushing up out of the line at G. It was Likevol up quickly. So 5 tackles and Brisbane just outside their own 20. Lockyer under pressure with a kick. He did well. And back for the Steelers, young Luke Patton. We heard a pre-match interview from Trent Barrett that it was a big moment for a lot of the young Steelers. They haven't played this Brisbane side before. Brett Kenny knows all about big matches. What's your thoughts on this one, Brett?
Well, Vossi, I think this will be a very exciting game. There's a couple of very good matchups involved. We've got Steve Ranoff up against Paul McGregor, Trent Barrett up against Kevin Walters. So I think it's going to be a very exciting game, but I tend to favour Brisbane.
I do notice, Brett, that Andrew Purcell is there in 17, filling the role of dummy half at the moment for the Steelers. And he's the man passing back from halfway, and Barrett driving that kick for the corner. Lockyer and Hancock are back, and it goes touch in goal, so I'll walk back to the 20.
He's got better judgment than me. I thought he had a bit of a mistake in letting the ball run. In fact, it was going to go just over the touchline, just short.
So Brisbane back with it, just short of their own 30. Back they come to left side with Sivanasiva. Andrew Farrell would be pleased with what he's seen so far of his troops as Tallis takes a blindside shot. Up first was Likevol, now Plath gets it inside the Steelers half and some punishing defence over the top. It's Andrew Hart really put his shoulder into Plath that time. Andrew G running one out and taken low in the tackle of Lamy. This is the last tackle, 40 metres out from the Steelers line. They come left with Lockyer. He kicks back across field and Smith is there first with Ryan. It bounces away from both players. Now Ryan is with it. Still the last tackle. Kevy Walters, 20 metres out from the Steelers line. Now they put the foot down through Langer. Then on for Smith, and he comes within an ace of scoring. Well, he has got in goal.
Righty. I just want you to
they will go to the video referee.
I'm not sure if he actually momentum carried him forward. He's pulled it out. I'm having a look.
We hear the communications of referee McBlain. He wants to check for a double movement. I've got a feeling, Wally, the Steelers may well have dragged him over the line.
Yeah, it really looked that way. But if they've managed to hold him up, I think they're going to get possession back. Here's the incident. Well, gee, to be very honest, his right arm is underneath him. He didn't have an opportunity to push that arm in a double movement. I thought the ball was held up. Thought they did very well and held him up in goal. I think that's a try to the Broncos. It is.
Yeah, I've got to say, Wally, that Darren Smith did come to ground short of the line, but it wasn't him promoting the football. It was Luke Patton's weight, the number 1, that forces Smith over the line.
Well, here's the use of that high towering punt kick that's become part and parcel of rugby league attack at the moment, the spiralling kick. Ryan did pretty well to keep the ball alive to Kevy Walters. It was stacks on the mill here, and I guess situations like this really promote themselves as why Brisbane towards the top of the competition, and in fact one of the real favourites. They've scored that from nothing.
Now I've just watched another replay, watching from that wide angle. Does Darren Smith sort of crawl along with his left arm and help his position? He didn't promote the right arm, but he may well have levered himself in goal with a bit of assistance from the Steelers fullback Luke Patton, just the weight on his back. Have a watch of it again. And there's his left leg crawling forward, but never at any stage did he stop.
No, that's right. He didn't make a double movement with the right arm.
So first points on the board for Brisbane. And Darren Smith, 15 tries. Darren Lockyer's kick from wide out looks good and just swings to the side. So 4-0 it remains. Who'd want to be video referee? 4-0 the score to the Broncos. Chris Ward is the man in the video referee's box today. And another deep restart from the Steelers. Here comes Wendell. Wishart on the opposite side of the field. He's lined up against Michael Hancock. Wayne Clifford has the assignment of marking Wendell Saylor, but as is the case with Wendell Saylor's game, rarely do you find him on the wing when he's doing one of his most damaging runs. Now Lockyer. Almost a gap there. Dumping the pass back in for Renoff. It came loose. Turnover for the Steelers. And 35 metres out from the Broncos line. Now Purcell. Second man play from dummy half and some quick hands from Lamey for Mackay, and bruising defence on Mackay from Smith. With him back. And with Timmins again, some scrappy play. Purcell. And with Wilson. Oh, gee, there was a collision there. Plenty of Broncos bodies ended up on the deck. Wilson has been hurt. Barrett, short pass there, finding Andrew Hart. Very busy start for the young front rower. Now Purcell, last tackle. McGregor, 10 metres out for Wishart. Wishart puts it down. That'll be a changeover.
Luckily for the Broncos, the pass was drifting forward as well, but really you have a look at Wishart. He got himself on the outside of Mick Hancock, who may have had him covered, but we've become so used to seeing, of course, Wishart, once he gets in tight situations, use that strong bump.
Broncos entering this game on the back of a 34 points to 16 win over Melbourne. That was last Friday week, as now Ryan stretching out. And the Broncos over their 20. Orders away for Smith, who will of course link up with Canterbury for the next 3 seasons.
Let's hold it here.
Plath to centre field with Sivana Siva. Spinning his way over the 40-metre line. And now G. Broncos have really only had one chance inside the Illawarra half, and they came up with a try. Now last tackle again. Langer's kick. As Luke Patton on the chase back to his own 10-metre line. Patton will run across field. Tallis lined him up.
Wait here, no shot!
The Steelers on their own 20. Now with Wishart. Typically robust run from Rod Wishart. Clifford has come all the way in from the left wing to alleviate some pressure from his teammates. They're back to their 40 now, the Steelers. Hart gets them within 5 metres of halfway. And Robinson, second man play with Mackay. Mackay turning Smith around. Steelers on a roll as Timmins is tackled 35 metres out from the Brisbane line. Broncos up by 4. Barrett on the last tackle, putting the pressure on Hancock. Lockyer's getting across. Wishart went flying over the back of Michael Hancock. Brisbane end up with possession. There was a little bit of luck in it.
Very unusual to see Darren Lockyer protesting. He was. Gee, he was taken high. Probably more so through accident than anything else. But 2 kicks that have come up early in this match, both of them full of pressure.
Wishart was the man who threw himself at the kick, and he almost took out 2 Broncos players in doing it. Broncos back in possession. Andrew Hart has gone to the bench for Illawarra as Plath almost gets it back to the 40. They've used up 5 though. Into the right side of the ruck. Langer. Some harassment there from Purcell. Langer's kick not his best. And Patton outside his 20 for Wishart. Coming at John Plath. Good tackle by Plath. Shane Edwards, the Broncos chief executive, has been very busy in recent weeks with the Broncos checkbook. He's basically got them all signed, sealed and delivered. Now an offload has seen the drop ball from Purcell. He wasn't expecting the pass. It came from Semi Shamoon, who's the player on for Andrew Hart. The 10 got in this one. The Broncos attack from the scrum with Saylor. Gets straight past Timmins, straight past Clifford, and Wendell Saylor has a 4-pointer. Saylor scores for the Broncos, his 12th try of the season. And Brisbane, they lead here by 8 points to 0.
Well, 1 drop ball, and that's it against Brisbane. They score a try. A little bit of jersey grabbing going on there, Vossi.
Yeah, a bit scarecrow defence, just the arms out. And Clifford was dropping back. He didn't really have any confidence in his man on the inside. So Lockyer, second kick from wide out. Took it back 25 metres. This time he goes across the face. So that helps the Steelers' cause. Lockyer none from 2. 8-0 to Brisbane. Webke from the restart for Brisbane. That's more the game plan. Get it over the 20. Walters straight away attacking. Lockyer on the 30. Renoff couldn't get to that ball. It's travelled forward. So early turnover from Brisbane as they tried a left side rush.
Well, Brisbane not happy about it. They believe that it wasn't a knock on, saying that Lockyer's pass went back, and it did. It went forward off the Illawarra halfback Will Robinson's knee. But a little bit of luck finally going for the home side. They needed a little bit. It's an important part of the game. Another try to Brisbane would certainly deflate their egos a lot more.
Robinson up for Barrett. Turning Patton inside. 35 metres from the Brisbane line. It is only early, but in need of points. Shamoon. He's got a story to tell as now Robinson puts it down. Semi Shamoon, the 16, only his second first-grade match. Interesting story. If he wasn't in first grade, he would have been playing for Lebanon last night in the Mediterranean Cup. That's where he thought he was going to be 2 weeks ago. Now he's in first grade.
You'd be happier about playing for the Steelers.
I think so. Congratulations to the Lebanese side who defeated Italy at Leichhardt. Right now with the Broncos, Tallis. Almost to halfway. A bit of a wrestling match with McGregor over the top. And now Hancock. Talking of wrestling matches, he runs into Fitzgibbon. And Plath to the right with Langer. Showing us all the array of kicks as always, as Patton is forced back to his in-goal. Tough assignment for the youngster. Patton trying to beat a wall of defenders. Nowhere to go. Line drop out to the Steelers.
Well-weighted kick from Brisbane. Thought it was a fair show of confidence as well from Patton. Great to see a young kid trying to get out of the in-goal instead of meekly putting the ball down or tipping the ball over the dead ball line. He's got to be backed up a little bit by some teammates at the moment. Make sure that they stop Brisbane. I thought their first 5 or 6 minutes in defence was superb. They held Brisbane's first 2 sets of 6 to around about 15 and 18 metres, which is not seen all that often.
And Mackay's line drop out, a big one. Put it on halfway, and back comes Wendell Saylor. Bouncing away from the first attempted tackle. That was Shamoon. Carried all the way back to the 30. Now Plath up for G. Quick inside ball for Ryan, attacking the fringe of the ruck, and Shamoon again was called in defence. Plath, now they work left. Langer and Walters combining. Tallis is wide, fucked him on the chest. Illawarra come up with a ball. Wishart is the man. So the 0 tackle applies following that drop ball from Gordon Tallis. It really was a ricochet of some speed as Illawarra to their own 20. And now Callaway is on in 9. Passing again, involved twice in the movement. Will Robinson trying to stretch them. And around 1, he got away from Smith. Now Clifford ducks away from Saylor. Well, put the ground on halfway. Probably their most promising attacking rate of the match, Illawarra. Timmins. Wide ball, a high one for Barrett, the dummy. Kevin Walters had stumbled in defence. Almost created the gap for Barrett. Still to the right, Callaway for McGregor. I'd say, Wally, some of the passing is all that precise from Illawarra. Some of the players having to stop and catch.
They're standing a little bit too flat in their attack as well.
Now Lamey puts a little grubber kick behind. Good skills. Kick through by Wishart. Callaway is there. The Steelers strike back. The Steelers score their first try. 8 points to 4 the score. Just a little bit of luck, but also a bit of skill in the build-up. My only doubt was Callaway in front of Wishart when Wishart put his boot to ball for the last time.
Blindside it was too. Callaway was the man that got them into open space. A great kick forward from Craig Wilson. Oh, gee, it was a line ball whether he was in front. Thought the referee was in fair position to make the call on it. So we've got to leave it up to him. Clever work. Lockie was in a difficult decision. From that angle, you'd have to say that it looked like he was in front, but I thought on the normal camera angle, it did appear as though that he was onside.
Well, Wishart will have the kick from 10 metres in from touch, 20 metres out. And we learn that Wishart is off contract at the end of this season, and there has been some talk down here that he might be back on deck with the Steelers next year. Holds the record for most tries and most points in the history of this club, Rod Wishart. His first kick of the day, this one, to get them within 2. He's done that. Rod Wishart played his part in the lead up to the try, and now has converted for 8 points to 6. What's that breeze doing down at ground level, Brett?
Well, the southerly, it hasn't arrived, and it's now become a nor'easterly. It's coming straight off the water. It's beautiful.
Kenny has become a bit of an official of the weather on the south coast of New South Wales. He spends much of his build-up to matches studying patterns. The Shamuna's with it for the Steelers. They're very lucky to have him. Illawarra 15 metres inside their own half. Callaway serves it up with Barrett, then wider for McGregor. That fend doesn't come off on Renoff. Renoff takes the points that time. Now Wishart headed infield and almost through. Sivanasiva got him low, but a quick play the ball from Wishart. And Robinson's left foot kick has turned Lockyer around. The big bounce with that breeze at their back. Again, it's gone dead. Peter Ryan, the man down for Brisbane. That's right back on halfway.
Yeah, he's in a bit of strife. He came running away from the tackle he was previously involved with. Signalled to the bench, leaving the field at the moment. But Brisbane in a pretty important set of 6 here. The Steelers, plenty of wind in the sails at the moment.
And guys, Kevin Campion has gone on to replace Peter Ryan.
Well, Ryan was hurt in the attempted tackle on Rod Wishart. It's a nice defence that time from Lamey on Andrew G. Hancock. They're having trouble getting out of this part of the field right at the moment. Lath up for Langer. Campion gets his first touch. Very valuable bench player, Kevin Campion. Here's what happened to Peter Ryan. Wishart threw the Sivanasiva tackle almost, and it's hard to see. Ryan just almost flopped on the man in the tackle. It's almost as if he broke down before he got there. Steelers back with it. And Timmins. Brisbane penalised for inside the 10.
Give it to me.
Some urgency about the Steelers play. Wilson fires that ball to touch. Referee McBlain perfectly entitled there to rule the penalty. They were never quite back the 10. Hardest tackle. 15 metres inside the Brisbane half. Very vocal crowd here at Wynn Stadium today. Mackay is with it.
2, come on.
And 5. Has been in rare form of late, Brad Mackay. Barrett. Inside ball, found Lightfall. Now 25 metres from the Brisbane line. All set to the right side, the Steelers. Robinson. Away with Wilson. Run around. Telegraph there. Robinson slips into the tackle with Kevin Walters. Now Barrett. Plenty of runners to pick from. Barrett driven in the tackle of Campion. 15 metres out. Last play it is with the Steelers. Robinson puts his kick up for Wendell Saylor's wing. Saylor gets up there. It came off a Steelers' hand. They will check with a video referee, but I'm fairly confident that the Steelers have knocked it forward.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about this. You can see most of the Steelers players are running back to the 30-metre line, ready for the tap restart. Very cleverly positioned kick, though. Wendell Saylor looking straight into the sun. There you can see it's come off. Well, it's almost an adjudication of one of those players being accidentally offside, but no doubt that the ball was propelled forward by one of the Illawarra players. A great set of 6 by the Steelers, though. They're back in this match and not about to hand things over to Brisbane.
No try, 20-metre restart. It was off the hands of Sean Timmins.
And guys, Ben Walker has taken the field wearing jumper number 14. He has replaced Sivanasiva.
That will cause a reshuffle. And the Broncos, Webke. Really has emerged as one of the premier front rowers in the game, Shane Webke. Performed with great distinction in this year's Origin Series. Now Campion. NRL logo right on halfway. Philip Lee with it. Stepping into the arms almost there of Lightfall in the tackle. And the last with Langer. Really driving that kick between the winger and fullback. Rod Wishart from his own in goal. Doesn't muck about there. Rod Wishart. Walters and Campion, the tacklers. Now with Clifford.
We're set here for 2.
Replacing Jonathan Britton in this side. Had a good time of it last week. Wayne Clifford against the Warriors. A couple of tries. And this is Timmins. Callaway. Well, a bit too much interference over the ruck.
Well, he's penalised Darren Smith there, who he said that didn't get away quickly enough at marker, but I think you'll see on the video replay that Smith cocked a pretty fair clip over the top from one of the Illawarra players. He reacted to it. Ordinary decision to react to it. But the forearm jolt wins a penalty for Illawarra.
And guys, Sammy Shamoon has gone on for Illawarra. He's replaced Andrew Hart.
Shamoon with a bit of acrobatics to come up with that football. Did well on his own 40-metre line. Brad Mackay. Just short of halfway. To the right side, Shamoon. He's fired up. Sammy. Now Callaway with Barrett. On for Wilson. Shaped a kick. Turns inside for Barrett. Here come the Steelers again. McGregor. Away they go, the Steelers. One of their favourite sons scores it. Paul McGregor. And the Steelers are in front. Good try, that one.
And once again, Brisbane's left side defence caught napping. They have it structured. As Tallis, Walters and Renoff. Here comes the run-around play. Very clever work. Tallis got there, the inside player failed to slide across. And that is some quality football from young Trent Barrett, who read the situation perfectly, held it up as long as he possibly could.
And this bloke again, Wally, Craig Wilson. Beautiful rugby league.
Not sure who the Brisbane player was that didn't come across. I think it might have been Shane Webke that really left Brisbane stranded. Seems like if that's the case, too many people going across when they had.
And Wishart, the conversion attempt from right in front for a 4-point lead. And that it is. 4 points the difference. They trailed 8-0 early. They conceded 2 tries in the first 10 minutes. Now it's 12 points to 8 to the Steelers.
Well, Craig Wilson has spent most of this time on the blind side. He's calling the shots out there, as we see. It was a great pass back inside to Trent Barrett. As well, he said he read the play really well. You've got blokes like McGregor coming back inside. You've got no other option but to give him the ball. And that was a great try from the Illawarra Steelers.
And again, livens up this crowd.
Play one, stand up!
A couple of penalties helped the Steelers' cause in getting to that end of the field. And Brad Mackay just outside the 20. Callaway. Not quite sure what happened early with Andrew Purcell, a dummy half. Now Langer's kicked it, I thought, into a Brisbane player who was accidentally offside. It's been called play on. So Brisbane with it. 30 metres out from the Steelers' line. Tallis, Walters. They're quick to go on the attack with Tallis.
Come on, baby.
Callaway went low. 25 metres out from the Steelers' line. Plath putting a step on Shamoon. Now Langer. Up with Campion. He's got a good step, Kevin Campion. Doesn't make himself an easy target. 10 metres from the line. Langer fires that ball across. Broncos looking dangerous again. Dummy half will be Lee. Luck is hurt. More in the finish of the tackle. Aggressive on him. Play will continue without Darren Lockyer here. Restart of play. Langer. Walters. They miss out. Ryan with a pass, finding Renoff. And McGregor does well. You could describe that as a try saver. One miss this close and the Brisbane Broncos will be in. Walters kick. Kicking across. Saylor, in fact, there's plenty of Broncos coming through. It was knocked back, but there's interference there. Steelers penalty.
Where you come offside, Andrew. Hey? Of course, that's where he come offside.
What?
An interesting one, wasn't it? He's ruled Andrew G was offside, and of course he was competing for the football. And he went to where the ball ended up to give the penalty.
Marched him back 10 metres and said that's where he came offside from.
Well, what he's ruled is that is where the ball has hit the ground, is when it goes back, is where it finishes.
Pretty ordinary judgment, hit the ground.
Just as well Andrew G didn't come from the Brisbane 22-metre line.
Illawarra, 45 metres out from the Broncos line. They're attacking this right side where they've had great success. Wishart now backwards, and Wilson almost through the Ryan tackle. 3 zip the penalties early to Illawarra over Brisbane. Luke Patton. The ground he goes. Callaway. Right side again. McGregor juggling that one. Headed for the sideline. Paul McGregor. They don't get him there.
Johnny, come on.
Callaway. Centre field with Barrett. Last tackle. Saylor has dropped back. It's headed his way. Wendell Saylor. Here's another air raid. He doesn't get near it because Timmins comes up with a football. It wasn't such a bad move from Brisbane, letting Timmins get that football.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's got to be a penalty to Brisbane. Well, we'll wait till the replay, but I've got to agree with you there, Bossy. I believe that's one of the best things that defensive lines can come up with. When the ball is high in the air, it's not desperation. It was about 20 metres out from the line.
You know what it's for. You wouldn't let him go. He was entitled to get the ball and play it as quickly as they can, as quickly as they let him. Just cut it out. Alf, get the little ones out of there. They can cost you.
Well, I don't think Alf can throw the big ones, can he?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Does he have a big punch, a bolo punch?
Yeah, agreeing with you again there, Bossy. It's a smart play to be able to let the player catch it. He hasn't got any time at all, half a second to make up his mind about throwing it. There's the incident, Alf trying to get it. Oh, looks like one of those things you put on the back of the car as their heads just wobble.
Sivanasiva with it for Brisbane. And a strong run, carrying a couple of defenders with him. And Plath. Langer on for Walters. Plenty of runners to pick from for Kevin Walters. Campion came up with it. Mackay rode him into the ground. Inside the Steelers 40, but Brisbane down by 4. With over 10 minutes remaining in this first half. 4 tries already in this match. Walters across for Langer. They swap positions that time. Out with Michael De Vere. Sandwiched in the tackle of McGregor and Barrett. And the last it is for Brisbane. Langer. A bit of time to think about his kick. It's coming down for Clifford. Up they go. The ball fires out the back. Patton gets there. He may have forced it. He has.
Knocked down by Brisbane. Change over.
He's ruled that Brisbane got to it first and knocked it forward.
Well, if Brisbane have got within half a metre of that first, no way in the world I've got anywhere near that. Smart play from Langer, put the ball up, but gee, I've got to say that's poor judgment. Pretty good work from the Steelers, though. They did have around about 3 or 4 players there to give him support.
Sammy Shamoon helping them get out of trouble, the Steelers. So the completion rate there, fairly high level from both teams. And now Hart. Not a bad step from him either. Got him past Philip Lee. Callaway. Speed of the play, the ball impressive as well. Brad Mackay. It's been a quality game. Barring 1 or 2 errors from both teams. And Wilson's kick ricochets off the back of Campion. It's still the last tackle. Well handled by Patton. Then on for Barrett. They get a second kick in. Will this one sit up from Trent Barrett? It does. Hancock inside the in goal. Hancock taken by Wishart, but gets to the field of play. Good battle between 2 international wingers. Very strong. Now Smith. Steelers charging up. Broncos players still getting back on side off their own line with Michael De Vere. They've used up 3. They're inside their own 10. Smith helps the cause. Almost to the 20 now. Walker fulfilling the role of dummy half. Langer combines with Walters. Back with Lee now to the 30. Last tackle. Who's in position for the kick? Langer is on the right side of the ruck. Trying a short kick. Here comes Wendell. Doesn't get the bounce he was hoping for. Clifford gets there first. Showing yet another kick. Alan Langer, the short one. Patton's Back to halfway for Illawarra. And now Barrett with Wilson. Webke went high. Now light ball. Tall front row would probably be around the 6'4" mark. Purcell, they come centre field with Andrew Hart. He's lost it in the tackle. Yep. It'll be a scrum feed to Brisbane on their own 30-metre line.
Shane, get those swinging arms well out of it.
Just a little word to Shane Webke for an earlier tackle, which we mentioned.
Right.
This is the drop ball of Hart.
Bad luck there, a tackle that was coming in.
Hold it there, Ben.
Kevin Campion probably restricted the movement of his right arm. Diffused a very dangerous situation for Brisbane.
And Langer up with Renoff. And Walker. Andrew G. And Mackay, he'd be up near the top of the tackle count for Illawarra. And Webke on an inside ball. Standing deep, got it to halfway. Walker, Campion. There's that step, but that time into the tackle of Mackay. Was able to offload, back for Langer. He tries to jink, that's been knocked down by Wilson. Tackle count has restarted with Walker. Tackled short of the Steelers' 40-metre line. Smith from dummy half, straight past Timmins. Purcell got him from behind. Just looking a little more threatening all of a sudden now, Brisbane. Langer, inside ball is called forward to Kevy. You can't believe it, Kevin Walters.
I don't think he's got anything to gripe about there. It appeared that the ball did go forward.
It was an after effect.
A little bit lucky that the ball did go forward. Yeah, no doubt about that. Walters was in open space. Had a player or two on each side of him. It's probably justice done there because it was real desperation defence shown by the Steelers that allowed Brisbane to get 6 more tackles just a minute or so ago.
So Steelers from that scrum win.
Come on, Broncos!
On their own 30-metre line, Craig Simon is the man wearing 14 for them. This is Fitzgibbon. 15 short of halfway. It's Purcell attacking that blind with light vol. He's trying to work his left arm free. I'd be surprised if he'd try and squeeze and offload down that blind side. Shamoon has run straight and with great effect in this match. Shamoon is just wise in first grade now. Purcell running through traffic. He had them turned around, made 20 metres. Platform is set, last tackle, 25 metres from the Broncos line, Trent Barrett. Saylor, he is expecting yet another kick. Here it comes for Wendell, on his own goal line, Saylor does well. Passes back with Hancock, it's play on. Hancock, here's tackle, it'll be a line dropout. Wendell Saylor, concentration on the ball, wasn't sure whether he was in goal or in the field of play.
I thought the touch judge, there's the take by Saylor, was pushed back. Good work to keep the ball alive and give his team some chance, but I thought the kick that went up, the far touch judge called that one of the players was in front of the player, believing that it was Timmins that was in front.
Ben Walker, that'll cost you 2 points next game.
Interesting call there from referee McBlain. He called the players in front. We'll get back to that in a moment. Shamoon, no, he called the Broncos players in front of the man taking the line dropout and says it will cost you 2 points next time. Barrett's kick early in the tackle count. Through they go. Wishart! Wishart may have got his hand to this. This could be a Steelers try. They say no.
Well, that's what we need from refs, a little bit of confidence. Clever work. There's the ball going through. Oh, gee, I tell you what. How he's gone to that without the use of the video screen. Is a very confident referee.
Second one.
I'm sure the Brisbane fans will enjoy it anyway.
So the Broncos, perhaps a let-off. Langer for Renoff. Just expect something when he gets the football in his hands. Great battle with McGregor here. Renoff slow to his feet after that tackle too. Tallis. They're fired up, the Steelers fans, when Tallis gets hold of the football. Gordon's a little fired up himself right now. Langer away for Ryan.